Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back to the WWE 2K24 Universe Mode series, and we're here with some tag team action. We're officially one night away from the Survivor Series PLE. So this right here, this bit of action here with the tag teams is going to be a number one contenders match. The WWE tag team titles will not be competed for at Survivor Series, but going in towards Hell in a Cell afterwards, we need to determine our number one contenders to the Bloodlines WWE tag team titles. So that's what we're going to do right here tonight, and the Creed brothers are out here with another opportunity. They had a very good run in towards Crown Jewel until they came up against the Hurt Business, where the Street Profits were successful in dethroning these two and eliminating them from that tag team tournament. And the Street Profits would go on till Crown Jewel, but unfortunately they would come up a little bit short. But we have to talk about the fact that Kurt Angle has been in talks with both Julius Creed and Chad Gable in recent weeks, so we're yet to find out where that's going to head to. But hold on a second, I'm just getting reports that something's going on backstage. Wait, who's that? That's Bayley and Mandy Rose. So ahead of their Wargames clash, Bayley is just absolutely brutalizing Mandy Rose. And hold on a second, that's Io Sky with JC Jane driving her knee into the face, and back to Bayley again. She's got a steel chair and throwing that steel chair at the head of Mandy Rose. What on earth is going on? We need some security backstage. We've got Gigi Dolan with Dakota Kai as well. A super kick delivered. Well, at least someone from Toxic Attraction seems to be having the upper hand here. Bayley still brutalizing Mandy Rose backstage, and Io Sky still with JC Jane as well. We definitely need multiple members of security here. What on earth is Io Sky doing here? Why is she on top of the ambulance? Io Sky, get down from there. What the hell are you doing? Io Sky flies off of the ambulance. My goodness. Oh my word. We're going ahead towards Survivor Series. Hopefully these females are going to be okay to compete in that Wargames match, because that's going to be brutal in itself. But they've just had a little bit of a brawl backstage. But anyway, going back to the show here tonight, the New Day are out here as well. So we have currently the Creed brothers, Alpha Academy, and the New Day, and then we've got one more team to come on out here to determine who's going to be the new number one contenders to the Bloodlines WWE tag team titles. So coming out of Crown Jewel, the Bloodline held all the gold on SmackDown until Logan Paul was able to successfully regain his United States Championship. So I'm sure that Jimmy Uso may be thinking about using that rematch clause very soon. I thought I'd let Xavier Woods have his fun there, but yeah, Jimmy Uso probably thinking about using that rematch clause very soon. You would assume so anyway, because Roman Reigns probably wants all the gold to remain in the Bloodline. But we're going to move on to the final team here, and it is Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, who have a long history with the Bloodline, so I'm sure that they'll be wanting to again dethrone the Bloodline from those tag team championships. They did so obviously at WrestleMania a few years ago, and you could argue that that match right there, when Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn were able to dethrone the Usos, that kind of had the ripple effect of splitting the Usos up and potentially even leading to Jimmy and Jay feuding ever since then. So Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens may be thinking about trying to achieve the same sort of thing if they can potentially come in between Jimmy Uso and Solo Sikoa. Then you never know what the future holds. But we have seen some ripples in the Bloodline recently, especially where Solo Sikoa may have actually even cost Jimmy Uso his United States Championship. But we are here with Fatal 4-Way Tornado Tag action, so it's going to be the first pinfall gets the victory here. But you're going to have eyes in the back of your head, because as soon as you take your eyes off the ball, a pinfall could happen without you even knowing it. But right now, Sami Zayn looking to take advantage of this situation right here. Trying to get some cheap shots in from behind. The crowd going absolutely wild right now for this action. They seem to be loving the tag teams. Otis and Chad Gable having some issues of their own, but they did pick up their first victory a couple of weeks back, so that's a positive for them. The New Day haven't really been able to have the greatest start to their universe mode. The Creed brothers obviously had a very good start, but were unsuccessful in that tag team tournament. But all of these teams have another opportunity to go after those WWE tag team titles, which I'm sure that they'll be wanting to do. And potentially we could even see that matchup maybe at Hell in a Cell, but it looks like Kevin Owens may be looking for a suicide dive here, but no, Kofi Kingston just taking him out and not allowing him to go flying to the outside. The action is all over the place here. Sami Zayn on the far side there with Chad Gable, it seems like. Those two trading blows. Kevin Owens trying to think about who he goes after next. Oh, actually, I think Sami Zayn must be with Otis. It's not Chad Gable. Chad Gable's down here with Kevin Owens. Now, back into the ring, we have Kofi Kingston. The New Day going up against the Creed brothers right here. Now, the New Day are in a pretty solid position right now. Both of them have isolated one of the Creed brothers. If they're able to keep this onslaught going on Brutus Creed. Brutus Creed wisely rolling to the outside, though. And we've got some weapons already in play here. Things are getting crowded on the outside right now. Otis with that steel chair to the head of Xavier Woods. Is Xavier able to slide out of the way? Otis just falling face first onto that steel chair. Luckily, didn't cause himself any damage. Now Sami Zayn up on the shoulder of Otis and slammed down onto the concrete. Chad Gable in the ring all alone right here. Probably a wise position to take up, to be honest. Maybe he should gesture for Otis to send someone into the ring, because he could take advantage of the situation, but Kevin Owens wiser to it. Chad Gable sends Kevin Owens into the corner. He's got Brutus Creed to worry about. Brutus just kind of watching on as Chad Gable gets this onslaught in. Brutus Creed now into a German suplex to Chad Gable. Kofi Kingston up onto the shoulder of Brutus Creed and hung up on that top rope. And now Chad Gable, could he be looking for the ankle lock perhaps? No, he's just targeting that leg, trying to weaken the leg and the ankle perhaps. And now Chad Gable going in for the victory here. Oh, but able to kick out. No one else seemed to really be wiser to that situation. Maybe Sami Zayn, but I'm not sure if he would have made it before a 3 count. It's lucky that Brutus Creed was able to escape that pinfall on his own. Sami Zayn now into a tornado DDT off the springboard. And Chad Gable can't take advantage of Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn always seems to have eyes in the back of his head. Now sending Gable into the corner face first. And Sami Zayn looking for the exploder suplex into the corner. And Sami Zayn just saying he is the most intelligent in this ring. Probably trying a little bit of a shot towards Gable, to be honest. Gable does pride himself in his intelligence. Now Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods, the New Day, going up against Alpha Academy. In a strong position once again are the New Day. They need to try and take advantage of this situation. Kofi Kingston playing up to the crowd a little bit, but could be a missed opportunity to maybe put away Otis and even get a victory for this match. But Otis looking to turn things around here and take control of things in the ring. The other competitors need to keep eyes in the back of their head, because anything could happen. Otis tossing Kofi Kingston over the top rope effortlessly. Sami Zayn swinging that steel chair around on the outside. Luckily Xavier Woods able to avoid that strike by Sami Zayn. And now Kevin Owens and Kofi Kingston gonna look to trade blows. Kevin Owens sending Kofi into the ring. Kofi gonna play out to the crowd as Brutus Creed meets him inside the ring. Brutus Creed seems to have a bit of a good strategy right now, going in and out of the ring. Anytime that someone seems to be on their own in the ring, he seems to head in there. Right now, he's hanging Chad Gable up and slamming him down to the mat. And then Kofi Kingston now, with a flurry of attacks and into the cover now. Chad Gable recovering on the ropes for the victory. No. Julius Creed was a little bit slow to get into the ring there. Kofi Kingston connecting with the Trouble in Paradise. Chad Gable seeing that happen and luckily was able to recover just in time to break up that pinfall, because that could have been the end of the match. Chad Gable is really targeting the leg of Brutus Creed here. Perhaps he sees Brutus as maybe a bit of a weakness in this match, or a weak point, a weak competitor. Who knows, but Kofi Kingston now and Chad Gable inside the ring. Chad Gable getting a hold of Kofi there. He's wiped himself out a little bit. The cracks are beginning to show, wearing each other out right now. Now hanging Kofi up on the top rope is Kevin Owens, but Chad Gable now sending Kevin into the ropes. And into a belly-to-belly, effortless by Chad Gable into the cover. Not the wisest decision, seeing as Kofi Kingston's right there. Kofi Kingston now off the ropes into the drop kick to the jaw, into the cover. Kevin Owens back to his feet though, and he's able to break up the count. Sami Zayn and Kevin in the ring right now. A good position for them both to be. But is that Brutus Creed going for the cover? Kevin Owens seemed a little bit oblivious to the situation there. His partner was seemingly getting pinned, but he didn't seem to be aware of that situation. Now Sami Zayn turns his attention to Brutus Creed. Sami Zayn lining up the haluva kick, but Brutus Creed able to slide out of the way, and Trouble in Paradise connecting, but Brutus is still on his feet. Well, so much for Brutus being the weak point in this match. And a haluva kick delivered to Kofi Kingston now. Is Sami Zayn he's not gonna go for the pinfall. Probably a wise decision, seeing as Julius Creed is there. Or Julius Creed bringing those straps down, saying that it's time to get to business, but he can't seem to quite get that upper hand on Otis, and Sami Zayn able to deliver the DDT. And Sami Zayn with a few words for Julius there. And suicide dive by Sami. Sami leaving it all on the line here. Drop kick delivered now. Sami Zayn really feeling it. He wants to get back those tag team titles with his best friend. Now bringing Brutus Creed down to the mat. Turns his attention back to Julius. Wiping out the brothers here, Sami Zayn, all on his own. Now Xavier Woods slamming Sami Zayn face first off of the announce table. Brutus Creed able to deliver a drop toe hold to Xavier Woods there. And I believe that Brutus Creed was kind of crawling towards Sami Zayn. It kind of shocked Sami for a second there. I'm not sure if he knew what he was quite looking at. Sami Zayn now the one in the ring all on his own. Just standing his ground for now. Now heading towards the outside. Locking up with Kofi Kingston, who delivered a European uppercut. And look at that, a standing belly to belly by Julius Creed, and then an angle slam. Well, we did see him talking to Kurt Angle, so I wonder if that's a little hint there. The angle slam, or the Olympic slam, whatever you want to call it. Now everyone seems to be heading to that far side of the ring. Slammed face first into the apron goes Kevin Owens, and German suplex delivered to the big man Otis. Well, that's impressive by Brutus Creed, and now Julius showing off his power as well. The Creed brothers really are something else. The power and athleticism that they hold is something that we don't see very often here in the WWE. Now Brutus and Xavier Woods in the ring all alone here. Could be thinking about maybe finishing up this matchup here. Sami Zayn just sneaking his way into the ring though, without these two really noticing. Sending Xavier into the corner. Or Brutus Creed going to break that up, whatever Sami had planned there. Xavier trying to fight his way out of this, and a big boot delivered to Otis and into the cover. A little bit of a haluva kick there by Sami Zayn, and Sami Zayn gets the victory for him and Kevin Owens. So the Bloodline, it's almost like they're going to see a ghost again. Jimmy Uso, Solo Sikoa are going to have to defend their tag team titles against Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, the two who may have caused the fall of the Bloodline, especially the fall of the Usos. Could be looking to do the same thing again. Can maybe history repeat itself? We'll have to wait and see. So moving on with the show, and we have the SmackDown general manager, the Animal Batista. I guess that he's got a final message for his opponents at Wargames, or specifically for Triple H, who he seems to be really butting heads with at the moment. But the Animal Batista is out here with Randy Orton and the Rated R superstar Edge, his two partners. 3 out of the 4 members of his team here right now. We still don't know the final member of Triple H's team, and we still don't know the final member of Batista's team. But I wonder if we're going to find out who his final member is here tonight. Is he going to reveal his final member here, or does he have a different kind of message? I guess we're going to have to wait and see, but Batista does also seem to be sending a slight message to Triple H. He's obviously carrying that water bottle. That is something that Triple H used to always do. So I wonder if that's a slight hint here by Batista, sending a message towards the game as he slowly makes his way into the ring with his partners in crime before they go to war this weekend. Randy Orton has definitely let in that more sadistic side of himself in recent weeks, and we've seen Edge also maybe even be a bit sadistic himself, attacking Shawn Michaels in recent weeks, just putting Shawn Michaels into that ambulance on Monday Night Raw, officially confirming himself as being on Team Batista ahead of Wargames. One thing as well, actually, we don't even know who has the advantage at Wargames, so I wonder how we're going to determine that, whether it's going to be random or what's going to happen there. But Batista does have some words for the WWE Universe, so let's see what the Animal has to say. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce you to the team that's going to dismantle DX, Stone Cold, and whoever else dare to get involved. We've got the Viper, Randy Orton, and the Rated R superstar, Edge. Now, Triple H, I know you've been wondering just how we're going to handle this little Wargames match. Well, let me tell you, I've been having some interesting conversations with upper management, and guess what? They agreed to give my team the advantage at Wargames. That's right, we've got the upper hand, but there was just one small condition. I had to let one of them get their hands dirty. You can speculate all you want about who my final team member is. My final team member is someone you never saw coming. Someone who has the power and influence to change the game entirely. But you'll find out soon enough. So, Batista letting us know that he's had some conversations, some interesting conversations that is, with upper management regarding the Wargames match, and clearly he's managed to squirm his way a little deal to have the advantage at Wargames. But the interesting fact is, he mentioned that someone wants to get their hands dirty. Well, what on earth could that mean? I guess we're going to have to wait till Survivor Series to find out, but we're into the main event of the evening. And last week, Roman Reigns officially responded to Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre has been calling out Roman Reigns on a couple of occasions in this universe mode. Roman pretty much ignored him up until last week. Roman finally responded and set a challenge for Drew McIntyre. Drew believes that he deserves a title opportunity, which, I mean, it's a fair argument. He's had a good start to his universe mode, so he could potentially earn himself a title opportunity. But the only problem is He's going up against an undefeated superstar in the enforcer of the bloodline, Solo Sikoa. A little bit of a chance for Drew to get some revenge after that Clash at the Castle moment where Drew McIntyre was moments away from becoming the WWE Undisputed Universal Champion and dethroning Roman Reigns, until this man, the enforcer of the bloodline, made his first appearance and cost Drew McIntyre that match. So how sweet it would be if Drew McIntyre is able to be victorious here tonight and give Solo Sikoa his first loss in this Universe Mode series. Solo Sikoa has been absolutely destructive in this Universe Mode up until now. We're going to have to see if he can continue that kind of form, one half of the tag team champions. However, we do have to mention the fact that he did seem to maybe cost Jimmy Uso that United States Championship in Jimmy's defense against Logan Paul. Solo Sikoa pretty much threw Logan Paul into the ring when Jimmy Uso was planning for something else, and as Jimmy slid into the ring, he was met by that knockout punch, and that's ultimately how that match ended. So Solo Sikoa, no Paul Heyman, no Jimmy Uso, no bloodline by his side here tonight. They must have a lot of faith in him, and oh, for a second I thought Drew might have been going for that Claymore. Drew looking a little bit worse for wear for some reason. He seemed to make his way back to his feet a little bit slowly just then, after delivering that neck breaker. Maybe he was going for the Claymore, maybe he had to improvise at the last second for whatever reason, and maybe he landed a little bit funny. But Drew McIntyre now, big right hands to the enforcer of the bloodline, taking him off his feet. Drew McIntyre definitely has the power to match Solo Sikoa. Big splash into the corner. I'm sure that Roman is going to be definitely hoping that Solo Sikoa can be victorious here tonight, because if he is, then that means Roman doesn't even have to defend his title at Survivor Series, because there won't be a #1 contender apart from Randy Orton, who is obviously busy in that Wargames match. I guess Drew McIntyre is taking the opportunity to maybe try and dethrone Roman Reigns, as Randy is busy. We know that Drew and Randy haven't been seeing quite eye to eye in this Universe Mode thus far, and just tossing Solo Sikoa over the top rope there took me by surprise a little bit. Now Drew McIntyre on the top rope, and he's gonna fly, and he just about connects on the back of the head of Solo Sikoa, and now potentially looking to utilize the announce table quite early on in this match. Drew McIntyre now with a bit of a crossface onto Solo Sikoa. Can Solo break out of this one? He can find a knee to the back of the head, and then a big left hand forces Drew to break out that submission hold here on the outside. Solo now heading back into the ring. Drew McIntyre with Solo up and drives him down to the mat into the cover for the victory. Just a near fall there. Drew McIntyre moments away from handing Solo his first loss, and he may have been going for the future shock DDT there, but Solo Sikoa wiser to it, not going to allow Drew to take advantage of that situation just there. Drew McIntyre now targeting the arms of Solo and delivering some ground and pound, trying to keep Solo Sikoa off of his feet, which is a wise decision. Now Drew stomping away at the feet, and some more ground and pound, really trying to send a message to Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa. Solo quickly back to his feet though, now sent into the ropes and looking for a high elbow, but Solo able to find a reversal, now sending Drew into the ropes, but he bumps into the ref. Luckily the referee is able to stay on his feet. I'm sure that we don't want to see the referee go down in a bloodline match, because we know how those matches usually end. Solo Sikoa feeling it here. Could be looking to maybe put Drew McIntyre away, looking for the Samoan spike, but no! Drew McIntyre with a reversal now into the future shock perhaps. No, the Solo Sikoa able to find a reversal there. Well, back and forth we go between these two, and now it looks like they're going to trade in the middle of the ring. I'm not sure who's going to be able to come out on top here. We've got the Street Fighter and the Scottish Warrior delivering big right hands. Who can get the upper hand here? Dropping bombs on each other. Drew McIntyre getting the upper hand, at least for a split moment there. Big right hand delivered again. And Drew McIntyre now taking Solo off his feet. And Drew just stomping away on the head of Solo Sikoa. And now Solo's in danger. Backing up into the corner. Looking for the Claymore perhaps. Oh, and Solo looked like he had run into that. Luckily, Solo's hand was close to the ropes there. Maybe even perhaps Solo might have even grabbed the rope. The referee did well to see it. Drew McIntyre and Solo now on the outside. Solo not about to allow Drew to take control of the match out here. I'm sure that Solo wants to deal as much damage as he can with those knees to the ribs of Drew McIntyre. Perhaps looking to slow the big man down. Now Drew McIntyre up onto the shoulders of Solo Sikoa, dropped face first, and he's straight back to his feet. What on earth? Well, I guess this is why they call him the Scottish Warrior. Sending Solo into the barricade as well as he heads back into the ring. Well, we knew that this match was going to be a war. And we've already got bloodshed. And, Solo Sikoa's got a bit of a wound as well. So it is truly a war between these two. Up on the top rope, Drew McIntyre. Oh my word. The power of Drew McIntyre. A stalling superplex. Driving Solo Sikoa into the mat. Off of the top rope. And the crowd absolutely loving this. Now more ground and pound by Drew McIntyre. Now bringing Solo back to his feet. Big right hands being delivered. Taking Solo back down to the mat again. Just trying to wear the Enforcer out. Could Drew McIntyre be closing in on a victory right here? Sending Solo into the ropes, but Solo able to find a reversal and get back on top of things. Solo Sikoa now sending Drew into the ropes. Looking to wear out Drew McIntyre. High elbow delivered and connecting onto the jaw and into the cover for the victory. No, just a 1 count. My God. Drew McIntyre showing he has a ton more fight left in him, but looking for the Samoan spike, which connects this time into the cover now. Surely this one's all over for the victory. No! Drew McIntyre somehow able to get the shoulder up. Well, the crowd hoping that these two could fight forever. I'm sure that Solo Sikoa and even Roman Reigns would want that. I'm not sure that Drew wants to be there. Into a big clothesline to the back of the neck. Drew McIntyre looking a little bit worse for wear right now. Solo Sikoa able to turn things around in these last few moments. Just as it was looking like Drew might have been closing on a victory, you could say the same thing now about Solo. Looks like he could maybe be closing on a victory, just applying a bit of a neck crank there. Again, trying to wear out Drew McIntyre. Now bringing Drew back to his feet, but Drew able to find an elbow there. Now he's got control of Solo Sikoa, sending him into the corner now. Up to the top rope. Drew McIntyre, what's he thinking about here? Drew McIntyre with Solo Sikoa up. Oh my word, is he looking for white noise? Looks like he is. Off of the top rope into the white noise. Surely this one's all over. Off of the top rope into the cover for the victory. No! How on earth has Solo Sikoa stayed in this one? My goodness. How are these two still fighting? Oh, surely this one's got to be it. Connecting with the Future Shock DDT. Drew McIntyre for the victory. And he's done it. Drew McIntyre officially handing Solo Sikoa his first loss. And Drew will officially be facing Roman Reigns at Survivor Series for that Undisputed Universal Championship. Could see the smirk on Drew's face. He's definitely pleased with himself.